Clement Clarke Moore, born July 15th, 1799, was a writer and American professor of Oriental and Greek literature, divinity, and biblical learning at the General Theological Seminary of the Protestant Episcopal Church in New York City. Clement Moore became a wealthy man through the ownership of the estate Chelsea, an inheritance he received from the passing of his mother and grandfather. Clement Moore had strong ties to the seminary, for I understand it was his generosity that led him to donate land. That was his private apple orchard, upon which the seminary was built. Fast forward to present day, the seminary remains on the same parcel of land which is located at 9th Avenue between 20th and 21st Street in the area known as Chelsea Square. The Chelsea area is located on the west side of the borough of Manhattan in New York City. Clement Moore accomplished a great deal in his lifetime. He was a writer and a poet, a professor and scholar. He served twice in the position of president of Columbia College, now Columbia University, and served as a board member on the New York Institution for the Blind. But what he is most known for is how he changed the way we see Christmas. He called the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas. It was published anonymously in the Troy Sentinel in 1823. He had second thoughts in 1837 when eventually he told everyone that it was he that indeed penned the poem. Many believe that this poem is the most well-known and beloved poem written by an American poet. We read it every Christmas, most generally on Christmas Eve, and then reflect on Christmases past when we were young and heard the familiar words read by our parents and grandparents. Santa and the tradition of Christmas gift-giving was transformed by this poem. A Visit from St. Nicholas, most commonly known as The Night Before Christmas, or 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, captured the hearts of children, young and old. Please join me in reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Clarke Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When, what to my wandering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As drive leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacles, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." And so, my dear friends, from my house to yours, and until next time we meet, it's a good time to celebrate friendship, kindness, and love.